Hello all you hardcores out there, how are you doing? It's Russ here from Poker's Corner, the biggest gob in sport. I'm joined by Richard. A lot of people have been asking, get Richard on poker, get Richard on. I said, Richard's having a break from boxing. Richard, why have you had a break from boxing? Tell me what's happened.
I'm still on a break from boxing, mate. I'm still on one. I'm just fed up with it, absolutely razzed off with everything to do with it. I think it's just been building up over the last 2 years. I know we've had a joke about it in the past, and we talk about it, and we comment on it, and we get things off his chest, but there's a tipping point, isn't there?
Yeah.
And you know, one thing after another. This year it's been one thing after another. AJ, Tyson Fury nonsense, which were nonsense. It was just not something that really upset me or bothered me. It's just BS. You know what I mean? It's just BS. Yeah. It's just crap. It's just knackers, as you used to call it. And then obviously Conor Benn thing came along.
Is that what done you in?
That was the straw that broke the camel's back. Absolutely. I just thought, I've had enough of this. I just want my mates just to give me a text and say, right, fight is happening tonight. I don't want to be aware of everything that's gone on before it. I'm not interested in any media. I'm not interested in following it. I just want to know when there's a fight on, and I'll choose to tune in or I won't. And that's it. Because I still love boxing. I'll always love boxing. Yeah. But I'm not interested in all crap that comes with it. I'm just absolutely fed up with it. So you know, and I also thought as well, I invest, like a lot of people on this channel and subscribers to this channel will do, we invest a lot of time into boxing as regards to watching content, reading about it, watching fights over years, because we're fans, you know, we love it and stuff like that. But there comes a time when you think, why am I investing all this time and following these people who just don't give a... I don't expect them to care about fans too much, you know, they're doing it for money, and fans generate money, but at the end of the day they're not really bothered about them. But it's entertainment, it's an entertainment business, so that is what it is. But I just think to myself, why am I investing all this time? I could be just spending this time doing other stuff. I can be doing, I can spend that time either on my business, on my family, on other stuff that I enjoy doing. Why am I spending X amount of weeks for years reading about stuff, following content, watching fights, watching old fights, which I probably still do, to be honest, because they're just, fights are what I'm only interested in. But all the media, I watch your stuff. We talk all the time anyway. We're mates, aren't we? So we chat all the time anyway. But I watch your stuff, but I haven't watched a jot of anything else. I've just clicked odd thing on TalkSport, because I listen to TalkSport on radio. So if something on TalkSport, something comes up, I might have just caught it, but I've not tuned in for that reason for boxing. I've just caught something. But other than your content, which I watch for many different reasons, not just for boxing, it makes me smile. I like a lot of people who are on there. I know a couple of people who are on there, you know, like Kent and stuff like that. So I like to keep my hand in and just watch what's going on. But I've got no interest at all in following any media, watching any big YouTubers out there, watching any boxers talk about their stuff. I am not interested one bit. It's just knackers to me. So it's been a long time coming. But apart from if there's a fight on, if you text me and said there's a fight, it's on tomorrow night, you fancy watching it, Rich? I might say yeah or no, depending on who it is. And I probably wouldn't watch it 99% of the time. But until it's nailed on the fighting, I'm not interested in any build up, because I know what can happen between it being announced to it going ahead. There's so much shit that can happen. I'm just not interested in it until actually it ring, and I know that they're going to be fighting, and I'll say, oh, I'll switch on now then. It's like watching FA Cup, you know what I mean? I mean, at least you know that's going to go on. But it's like saying, right, it's on now, I can watch it. That's what it is, mate. It's just, I'm just tired of all nonsense. And you know me, in my personal life and in my work life, I'm not a BS kind of person. It's not how I carry on. So why am I going to do it on something that I'm going to spend literally hours just trawling through content and fights and stuff like that over years? It's just a waste of time for me.
done your head in then, has it?
It's done my head in, you might be able to tell.
Did you see John Fury the other night?
No.
You've not seen anything about Big John?
Oh, you sent me a thumbnail.
Yeah.
You sent me a thumbnail, but that didn't even spark me curiosity.
Did you watch any exhibition Floyd or out now?
No, I didn't watch Floyd on the exhibition, so I don't mind some of that stuff for what it is, but again, tip-tapping around. I think I heard somewhere that did he stop him? I think.
Yeah.
I heard somebody. It might be somebody on your channel.
They're on about fighting Ricky Hatton, aren't they, in an exhibition on Sky?
Unless it's a fight, I tell you what did it for me. Mike Tyson versus Roy Jones.
Yeah.
What was it awful?
It was awful.
But what I mean is, that's as good as that's ever going to get, that type of thing.
Yeah.
There were no bad intentions from him, but he got in shape, probably for his own personal reasons. He got in shape, and that's as good as any of that stuff is ever going to get, and it wasn't good.
Yeah, no, it wasn't.
You know what I mean? So it's not going to get any better than that at that sort of level. I'd rather watch somebody like Jake Paul fight, because at least they're having a fight. They're trying to knock the guy out, or they're trying to stop him. There's some bad intentions being thrown, even if they don't know what they're doing. Or they've got, the novices, let's put it like that.
Yeah.
I'd rather watch that than two old blokes who aren't interested in, who just want to show us the physique and just want to do body punching, and if it gets a bit tasty, they take a step back, reset, and start dancing again.
Do you think, Richard, that the problem is that there's no stars coming through and they're having to dig these other ones up? Because Tony Bellew's looking to come back now, they're saying.
Well, there aren't any stars, and I tell you, that's not one of the reasons. Is it one of the reasons that I'm fed up at all? Well, it's not one of the reasons why I'm fed up at BS and I've switched off, because that's mainly to do with all crap. But one of the things that has kept me going over to last 4 or 5 years is the fact that in our era, in my opinion, there's been one person who has stood up and brought fans to boxing and been interesting and caused controversy, created news, and backed it up in the ring. That's Tyson Fury.
Yeah.
So for the last fight, whether you love him or hate him, he's been like, in our era, not in our era, because we were there for 80s, 90s, bit of 70s, weren't we? But my point is, in this era, he's a person who has stood out. After Floyd Mayweather went away, who you could maybe call the last big superstar in boxing, maybe, Tyson came along and he created something a little bit different, didn't he?
Yeah.
And he backed it up in the ring, and you think, this is time. This is time. We can tell people about this when we're older, and he's retired. Long since retired, we'll be telling people.
Like we talk about Ali and stuff.
Yeah, like we talk about Ali.
Larry Holmes and Mike Tyson.
we can say we saw him fight. We saw him come up. We were great fun, and we enjoyed it.
I went to his debut, Tyson Fury, on Frotch undercard.
Yeah. So. But even that, as much as I take a lot of what he says with a pinch of salt, the contradictions and Chisora, I mean, that's another thing, isn't it? The Chisora fight, what happened, again, I'm not even tapped into this, I've not even watched this interview, so I might be talking a load of nonsense here, but what I hear happened with him and Jody, True Jody. Apparently he got fed up with that and cut him short and went off on one. What is all that about? Like I said, I've not seen it.
Yeah.
But if that's true, what's that all about? And
he was just asking proper questions, wasn't he?
I've
seen it. Yeah, he was asking why Chisora Tyson, and Tyson just said, "Sucker," D-I-C-K. And
well, that's what we're all asking, isn't it? That's what we all said before. We've been saying Chisora shouldn't be fighting for 2-3 years, haven't we? Minimum.
Yeah.
Minimum. So we know why he's doing it. He wants a fill-in fight. He can spin it off as he's always promised.
If he fights Usyk in March, I'm happy with it. If he fights Usyk next, but if he don't fight Usyk next and it's another Dylan White Chisora one, or Joe Parker, his mate, it'll just be about money then. But it's already about money now, and he's got all belts anyway, so it's obviously about money to him, isn't it? He's won everything, hasn't he?
He don't have to fight Chisora to have a warm-up fight. He's head and shoulders above everybody else.
There you go, yeah.
He can fight anybody in a warm-up fight in top 10. It's all right, Frank Warren saying that he was next one available. That's BS.
Yeah.
and we all know, Peter said this a long time ago, didn't he? A few months ago. The top 10 rankings, in his opinion, are greatly a nonsense. They're promoter driven. So Jerry Chisora, if he's in top 10 now, then he should not. He should not be in the top 10. He's done nothing to deserve being in the top 10. There's other fighters who are more of a challenge. Why don't you fight
Joe Joyce?
Well, yeah, he'd beat him, but yeah, that's more of a challenge. It's more of a risk. But why don't you fight the? And again, I've only not been interested in it for 2 months. I forgot his name. No, the guy that split his eye open will give him some trouble.
Otto Wallen.
Yeah.
What about him who split you his eye in sparring when I was there?
Yeah.
Martin McCauley. Yeah, he beat Yoka, didn't he? He's avoided, didn't he?
Yeah, so fight him. If you know, the reason he's giving Chisora an opportunity is because it's an easy payday for him. From what I hear, he's giving Chisora $2 million. If that fight sells out, which I think they're going to struggle, and they're struggling with, which I said, front off, because it's wrong time of year, it's in an open air stadium, all the rest of it, is giving Chisora $2 million of that money, and which will probably equate to somewhere between 3 and 10% of what's generated. So Tyson's saying thank you very much, and I'll stop you when I want. Round 1 or round 12. 8 or whatever.
6th round it'll be. They'll put him out his misery.
And am I watching that fight? No, not interested.
All right then. Well, listen. Thanks for coming on, Richard. You've been a pleasure.
Sorry for ranting, mate.
No problem. You got it off your chest. Can I just give a big shout out to Welcome Estates and Spartan Site Solutions, Civil Engineering and Demolition.
Oh, can I just say one thing? Do you mind? I mentioned it to you this morning. I mentioned it to you before. I'm starting a watch channel for people who are interested in watches, which might not be a lot of fans on this channel. I don't know. Maybe it is. But Watch Rich 24/7. It's the same link to what I comment on these videos, so if you can just have a look and subscribe if you like me and like Russ, I'd really appreciate it.
No problem. Mate. Peace out.